Hi, welcome to Accommodate This. My name is David and I'm a late diagnosed autistic adult. And today you can probably tell I'm a bit down. I've had several days in a row where I've exerted a bit more energy toward helping family. We've had the holidays and um, I just haven't gotten the rest that I've needed. But I also found out today that I was denied for Social Security disability, and it sucks. Um, I've always been good at masking, and I am a smart guy, but at the same time, the whole structure of the job market, how it's set up, um, it's just hard for me to ever find work. I've never had a job that someone else didn't help me get. Um, every job I've had, someone helped me either by getting it for me or recommending me. And so I got hired. And I'm at a point in my life where I suffered so much from my last job that I'm experiencing autistic regression. And I feel like I just don't have the ability to do what I used to be able to do. So hearing about that denial feels like a huge setback. And I feel enormous pressure to try and go look for work, which sets off my anxiety because I looked for months. I only got I want to say just one interview in several months. People find that I'm overqualified. I tried trimming down my resume. Um, that didn't help. I agree I could probably work if there was some accommodations made, and maybe if there just weren't so many expectations for masking and weren't so many people assuming that they can read me, because they're usually wrong. And no matter how hard I try to explain myself and to be clear with what I'm feeling, people just take offense, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. And the idea of being in a work environment, I definitely would need something where I can work from home because I can't be around people. They're just way too draining on me. I care too much about what they go through, and I empathize way too much, and I end up taking on their problems, and that burns me out. And then I don't get the same in return. So my problems are usually overlooked or just disregarded. But I'm recording this video because my husband suggested that I record something while I'm in this state that people don't normally see. I usually try to look presentable and try to, um, you know, use manners and things when I'm around people. But once my energy is drained, I just get really quiet and hold it in until I get home. And then you can see this is what it's like. I have a hard time formulating thoughts, putting together sentences. I'm feeling kind of numb, like I'm dissociating a bit. All growing up when I have stressful situations, um, I didn't know what dissociation was. I just called it my fog. And I spent many years in a fog, in my fog. But because I present so well, other people never see it. And so even the assessors for Social Security, they're just going to call it how they see it. But they don't always ask the questions that would pull it out of me, and I don't know how to explain it. It's like they want me to advocate for myself, but I've never been good at advocating for myself. I can tell you when you've called me wrong, like you accuse me of something that's not true. I can say, no, that's wrong, but I can't necessarily explain things in ways that people will get it because they don't know what it's like inside my head and my body. And what typically happens is they just build a story in their own heads about how I must be feeling. And that's even more wrong. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just not doing well. This video may just have to do for this week. It's not going to be as long as my typical videos, not going to be as energetic. I had some scripts written for a couple videos, but I just don't think I have the energy to record them. I didn't want, I know I don't have very many subscribers, but I didn't want to let anyone down who might be depending on some consistency from me. But this is autism. This is what's debilitating about it, is that it not only causes my mind to shut down, but most people don't ever see it, so I don't get the support that I need. And part of the condition is I can't explain what I need because I don't really understand what's going on in my body. I mean, I don't blame people for not being able to know. I think some people at least, would want to help if they knew what was wrong and knew what they could do to help. But I don't even know that. took my sister to get a colonoscopy today because we were both worried that my mom not be would not do well if she had to drive my sister and then drive back home in the dark. Her eyesight's getting really bad. And so I took her, and there was a miscommunication at the hospital where we showed up 15 minutes early, like they always tell you to. And the lady said, "Oh, you're pretty early. The doctor's running behind. It's going to be another couple hours." And then she said, "You could go ahead and go and then come back if you want." So we did. We went and got some gas, got some snacks so that I could have something to eat because if it was pushed out a couple hours, that would make the whole thing way past my dinner time. And I wasn't planning to get home until like 7 in the evening. And at that point, it was only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're at the store, and suddenly I get a phone call, and they're like, we meant we're ready for your sister, but we are not ready for you." And I'm like, I'm not doing anything. None of it made sense. So we had to rush back, but they were able to get her right in, and I didn't have to stay out till 7. I still got home close to 6 o'clock. Um, but the whole time I was waiting in the waiting room. There are people around, there's noises, there's TV going, there's Christmas music playing, there's people having conversations, um, doors opening and closing. As people took breaks, sometimes the door would open really quickly and you'd see someone rushing out, and it's like overstimulation. And the driving, I just don't drive anymore. It's too overstimulating for me to have other people on the road. I'm always afraid of hitting something or getting road rage because I have a meltdown. So that was tough too. But, anyways, I guess I'm sharing this with you because I know people say, you gotta stay positive and all that crap. They don't have a clue. This isn't something that you can just do mind over matter with. My brain is shutting itself down. It's sending signals all throughout my body where I'm shaky, I feel worn out, I'm tired, I'm cranky, I feel really defeated. And it feels like I'm being forced to do something that I don't want to because of the Social Security decision. And I know nobody really wants to work, but for me, I can do the work. I just can't deal with the people that I work with because they constantly play these games. It's like going back to high school. It's a popularity contest all the time. You have to put on a mask and act cheerful, and nobody cares what you're going through. Well, at least they don't seem to care what I'm going through. I care about what they go through. And if I don't show it, they definitely let me know. I am gonna appeal. I don't know quite what's involved with the appeal process yet, but yeah, it's just really disappointing. I applied in April and it's now December and I just got notified. And I've been told that it's a long process. It can take years. So I definitely am not going to give up now, but it is really tough because I not only am autistic, but I have severe anxiety. I have, um, what do they call it? Major depressive disorder. I have suicidal ideation. I've got a bunch of other conditions too that I don't need to bore you with, but it's just never enough. It's almost like if they can squeeze something else out of me, they're going to try. And health be damned. They don't care if it kills me. They'll just hire someone else to replace me. Capitalism stinks. But I hope that this doesn't bring anyone down. I really don't want to make things worse for anyone, but it may also be important for people to see this side of the condition, that it's not about, hey, just have you tried being happy? Well, yeah, duh. But it doesn't matter because I don't control my brain. My brain controls me. And it tells my entire nervous system throughout my entire body what to feel and how to feel. And I don't really get a say in it. And the hardest part is other people can trigger that pain response, that stress response in me. They may not realize that they are putting me into a place that my mind wants to shut down, and I end up experiencing tons of pain and discomfort throughout my entire body. They just think, oh, they're making a small point, or they are just having some fun. It's so cruel. And it seems so unfair that I'm this sensitive. And yet I know there's people who are way more sensitive and have even um, worse autistic traits than I do. It just is beyond old. It would be nice not to have to deal with it. I'm not saying I would choose not to have an autistic brain because I don't know any better. I just wish people had more compassion and were kinder, and that they didn't jump to conclusions all the time, thinking they can read me because they usually can't. I just and written in a different language than they're used to. Anyways, I hope that you're all doing well, and I'll try to get another video out next week um, if I'm feeling up to it. But I really, as I'm learning more about my condition, I'm trying my best not to push myself too hard. I still haven't figured out that sweet spot or what my limits are. It's tough when your interoception is poor, like mine. Just don't recognize the signals being sent. And with alexithymia, you don't really understand the emotions that are going on. But I will try to keep my chin up. I'll try to push forward. I just don't want to push too hard. Because if I do, I just know that my problems are going to just dodge. And I'll be like, oh, you know. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching.